Well, good morning and good day to everybody, and welcome back to the CIB Presidential Seminar that we broadcast from Purdue University. And as you know, we are this semester, we are inviting the regional directors from all over the world that manage different parts of membership that are part of CIB, but coming from different areas of the world. And indeed, today we have another distinguished colleague, Professor Piia Sormunen. So let me give a quick introduction to her background. Professor Sormunen is industry professor in Tampere University in Faculty of Built Environment and Civil Engineering. She's also the development director in construction and property development services in Granlund Ltd. Piia Sormunen is a team-oriented leader with an unbeaten track record and over 25 years experience in energy efficiency of the buildings and low-carbon built environment. She has worked both in private and university sector. During the last 7 years, Pia's primary focus has been in indoor health safety in pandemic response, carbon neutral energy solutions, lean construction, as well as digitalization in design and construction. Please welcome Professor Piia Sormunen. Piia, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I thank you for this invitation for this seminar. And it's very nice to be present, even though online. Shall I share my screen?
Yeah.
One moment.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Now I can start. Okay, my subject is today AI in supply chains management in architecture, engineering, and construction. But before that, thank you, Mark. You presented me and my background. And really, I'm working as an industry professor in Tampere University of Technology in the civil engineering department. And I'm a part-time professor. And I work also in the private sector as a development director in Granlund. And that's very good and nice combination because I can see how the construction sector is going on, how to say, and I can see what we need to develop, and I also see what kind of research subjects we need to bring to the university and try to get the funding. I like that very much. And before that, I want to present my family also, and I have two very nice daughters and husband and a cat. And you can see here also some my hobbies. I like to go to nature, and in the summer times we used to go to summer cottage, as you see in the middle picture. And also I like skiing, and I'm waiting for the snow to get to doing cross-country skiing. And before I start, I would present you Finland, and I'm not sure how much you know about Europe and the Finland. And I'm really living in the Helsinki area. Helsinki is capital of the Finland, and our university is in Tampere. And Finland is in the Nordic, one of the Nordic countries in Northern Europe. And we have the borders with Sweden and Norway, and very, very long border with Russia. And it has been quite interesting time in this time with our Russian neighbors. And so far we are okay, we are doing well, and everything is okay. But of course, we are following the situation, what is happening around in the Europe and in the Ukraine. It's very near in our life and us. And in Finland, we are only 5.6 million people, and really. It's a kind of a Nordic country. We have a 4 seasons, and as I presented in the photos, we have very good winter, and then we have an autumn time, which is really dark. We are now in the middle of the autumn, waiting for the snow, and of course we have brilliant summer times when we have lots of light, because in midsummer we have the all day we have the sunshine. And in springtime, we always wait for the summer, and that's the perfect time. And one very important knowledge for you about Finland is that we have 1,000 of lakes. We have very much lakes in Finland, and people used to go to lakes in they when they have a free time. Okay, that's also something about Finland. The going to the subject, yes, and about the background why we have started to do research in this kind of subject AI in construction is that we understand that that the construction industry must embark on the digital transformation of the industry. And in that transformation, the manufacturing and industry, construction industry processes and business models are changing. And also we are bringing all the time new technologies, and the new technology is data-based. And we need to take this kind of digital leap in design and construction to get this industrialized manufacturing process, because we are facing too much problems in productivity and also project delays and cost overruns, at least in Finland. But I think you are facing the same kind of problems in construction projects in USA. And nowadays also, especially in Europe, we have problems in achieving the sustainability goals, what we are getting all the time more and more from the EU. And it means that we need to do more sustainable, low carbon, energy efficient buildings in the future. And the problems is there because we have very much data, and it's very difficult to follow and to do carbon management, for example, because of these fragmented data flows. And that's the point what I want to discuss and tell you about you today. And one thing what we are aiming is that to getting the digital handover. What that means? It means that when we are doing construction project, we have all the information of the products, equipments, materials, what we use in the buildings in digital work form when we have a handover of the buildings. Because it's very important that we know that what we have used, what kind of materials we have used in the buildings, if we want to calculate carbon footprint, and later also if we want to bring circular economy to the construction sector, we need to know and follow and have in a maintenance phase knowing everything. But unfortunately, right now, we are not in that phase that we know exactly what kind of materials we have in a building, because we have so many stakeholders who is doing the design and construction work, and that's really the problem. And I have always, I'm many times saying that if we design the building and we plan the building, and then we will do the procurement process, and then we build the building, it's not the same. It's always changing, and we don't have that information, so that we really don't know what is the end result. Of course, we know some of the products and the main structures and equipments and so on, but still we are missing quite a lot information, and it depends on what kind of handover there has been in a building. It depends on how much data we have about the materials and products of the building. And as I mentioned, that EU regulation pushing us all the time to following the carbon footprint, for example, and it's pushing us to the circular economy. And we have different kind of directives for the sustainability reporting, so that the building owner should report the different kind of sustainability targets of the construction process. And now it's coming kind of a digital product passport, which means that every product what we have in Europe, we need to have information, some technical details, but also carbon footprint of the life cycle. And so far, we don't have all that information, not all the products. But if we want to really get in a digital handover, we need to know more about products, and we need to know what is the supply chains of the products and what kind of products we have there. And right now, we understand that we need to, of course, understand the process, construction process and data flows in the process, and understand different stakeholders, what we have during the construction process, and also what technology we have, what products and materials we have. But now it's coming AI is coming also very strongly to the data integration, so that we can use and get help from the AI for the collecting data and helping in the supply chains management. And so far, we know really that it's inefficient. And why it's inefficient, why we don't have the supply chains data, is because it's right now more and more different companies and stakeholders. They have own digital systems, they have own data platforms, and so all the data is the fragmented, and it's really difficult to follow anymore. And for example, the Granlund, where I'm working right now, we have our own data platforms, and we collect everything, all design data, what we do. The company is doing MEB design, and we collect everything. And it's like a construction companies. They are collecting everything, all information data, what they are producing during the construction process. And so far, we are doing the project so that even though we have data platforms and databases, still it's really, it's not, we don't get the data flow from one stakeholder to the other one. And that's the problem. And of course, the problem is also that we have a different kind of materials and equipments in the building. And if I'm consider from MEP point of view, we have very much different kind of products in the building. For example, ducts and pipelines and this kind of make to stock products, what we get from the stock very easily. But still we have this kind of assemble to order kind of products, what we don't get directly from the stock. And then we have also an MEB and HVAC, we have make to order products, and we need to order the products, and then it's produced and delivered to the construction site. Or even though we have an engineering to order products. And these different products are coming into the construction process, how to say, in different phases. And to take care of this data flow and information, it's quite complicated. And to considering that we want to go with the digital handover, it's a really challenging task to do. And this is really what we believe that AI can help us in doing this data integration between different stakeholders. Because before we thought that that we have to have direct integrations between different databases, but now we can accept that data is fragmented, that AI can take care of collecting data from different data sources. It's changing the whole business. It's changing whole processes, and we are really facing in a new phase in a construction sector. How to say? And don't be afraid. It's really messy, the process picture, but I want to just illustrate how much we have information in different format. And we have this kind of private sector information, what we have, different companies' databases. And we have also national and EU level information services about different databases. And if we consider, you can see here the construction process design, architectural, structural, MIP design, and we are doing that in a digital form. Using BIM models, and when we get a procurement, the supply chains management, when the contractor is coming to the process. And then we have, of course, the transport and manufacturer supply chains to get it all the products to the on site in construction site. And finally to the maintenance. And if we consider how much where the data will flow from different stakeholders to other ones, and all the time, and all time we should follow. We have a different stakeholders who are taking care of the data. And finally, in real world, really, we don't know exactly the products what we have in the building. And if we consider even from the design to the construction to the procurement, even though we have MEP BIM models and IFCs, and it happens at least in Finland right now, when the construction company gets the design drawings, even they get it in a BIM model or IFC, they will print out 2D drawings, and then they start to calculate how many equipments or how many meters of pipes you need in a building. So the data is not flowing in a digital form from one stakeholder, from the design to the procurement. That's the first phase, when all this digital form of the data and design is lost. And what we can do to get in this process better, we believe that we can use AI for the helping in this process and in that work, so that we are not losing the productivity of the construction process when we do this kind of how to say silly tasks in the construction. And also we have recognized we have 6 steps how to get for this digital handover. The first is flow of design information. Like I mentioned that we need to get this design information flow in a structural form with the quantities and location. It's very important to get from the designs. And to get it further, to get this information flow working, we need to enrich the procurement with the necessary data. And we need to enrich order process. So the order is enriched with the call of information. Then when we get it on site, we need electronic proof of delivery. What products we got today on site, really? And then we need to have this digital extraction to get information, part list, for example, and to follow up. For example, if we want to know the carbon footprint of the products, part list, very important. then we are able to end up the digital handover. Of course, it sounds very easy, but if you remember the last process slide what I showed you, it's not easy. So, is AI solution for supply chains data flow management? This something is quite a new subject, and I have to say that I haven't seen not much research in that area, and I think it's a quite high. It's a very, very how to say popular topic. Sorry, my English, but however, it's very interesting area. What we can aim with the AI solution. And in Tampere University, we have done some research in how we can utilize data in supply chains management, and we found three key solutions to improve data flow. And in this project, we work together in this civil engineering and also the AI researchers. And we wanted to understand how we can use AI, and also AI researchers wanted to understand construction process. And we found three key solutions. One was the tailoring AI language and basic models to needs of both ecosystems and individual companies. And then it's also we can develop special rack and hybrid search engines for the construction process, different stakeholders. And third one is the development of innovative AI agents to automate various manual task chains. And the third one is very interesting area, and it's even in AI research, it's a very new topic, and the AI research world is doing quite a lot of work in the AI agents. And I will tell you later what is AI agents. And the problem right now is that, for example, if you have used ChatGPT, it's a it's not understanding construction vocabulary, and it's not understand construction language. And you can do some general issues with chat GPT, but really it doesn't understand us. And that's the first thing what we need to teach AI the construction language, and that is what we have started to do. And always, like I mentioned, that there are also possibilities to do this kind of rack, uh, this kind of rack to use in rack, which enables linking company data, external data sources for generative AI. So it means that we can create this kind of, how to say, platforms where you can ask questions with a natural language, like we do in a ChatGPT. We ask some questions, and we get the answer, and that could be one solutions for for example, to the construction site, to getting some information and from different data sources by asking the questions. And that's one technology what is going on. And the third one, what I think is most interesting one, and it's AI agents. And what's AI agents? And it's a kind of it's a AI agents. They automate entire task chains, and they can work like in a team together. Each agent has an own task to do. For example, if we can do the automate environmental reporting, it could be 3 agent chain. The first one is collector agents. This agent is collecting data from different sources and materials and public data sources. The task for this one agent is just to be a collector. And then the collector is changing the data for analysis agents, which is analyzing all the information what this collector agent has found. And third one will be the author agents who is doing the draft report and writing in it. And it means that it's like a team doing work, but in this is this agent chain, we have agents doing the work. But of course, it's not just agents. Always the people and human is in a part of this team and checking in a certain point that is it doing right thing. In that way, we can get this data flow going on and getting different data and get more productivity. And what we can do, we can use it in, for example, AI, for example, in product data streaming. If we want to get some product data from some databases, and we can transfer the information to the, for example, design programs. There we can use the AI. And also in product data in enrichments, we can use AI. We can use it identifying missing product information and the working in collecting and enriching data. Or we can do, as I mentioned or told you before, collecting and reporting, for example, on different kinds of sustainability data. And for the reporting or to getting recycling data or and for the carbon footprint data for calculations. We have very much different use cases where we can use AI agents. And just today, I left application for in Finland for we have a organization called the Business Finland in the research project where we are starting to develop this kind of AI agents for the construction supply chains management, and also teaching AI to understand construction language and to get this work started really. And in this project, we work together, the civil engineers, we work together GPT laboratory. We have in Tampere University researchers in a GPT laboratory. We have another university bringing business management issues and research topics in that. And we work with the what is called, now I'm missing the word, but however, many different multidisciplinary the research areas in that subject. And in the same time, we have also companies working with us, and companies from the design, from the product manufacturing, and also contractor company, and finally also a maintenance company. And we have applied 20 million euros for doing this research for 3 years and bringing this 100 next generation AI agents for the construction sector, what we can utilize for different cases to get this data flow. And really look forward that to getting this funding and starting to work to do. It will be very, very interesting and getting new steps for the construction sector. And why it will be the huge for the whole construction sector, and also I'm present in the MEP sector. And what it means, and if we get this build this product and material flow, how it influenced to the building's life cycle. It influenced the whole building life cycle from design to maintenance. We can minimize waste. We can reduce construction time because we can get the data flow really. We know already from in a design phase what are the materials and what is the location of the material, what we need to deliver to the construction site, and in that way, I believe that we can reduce construction time and we can bring really quality and productivity, and also promote the green transition of the construction sector. And it's a really steps towards the industrial production, and we can use more prefabrication in that way because we have this data flow uh, taken care of better, and also the carbon footprint of the building is much more better managed, and we can end up in the circular economy in the future when we know and we have this all the data of the building. And of course, it have a cost impacts to the building, and really we know finally what are the materials and equipments what we use. It's a kind of when we are buying a car, we know exactly what are the all the how the what are the, let's say, materials equipments in the car, but so far we don't know exactly what we have in the buildings, and it's very important in the future. However, I think it's this developing this kind of and doing research in supply chain management, but it also brings us a new opportunities for the construction sector for data-driven business, and it changes the business models, and we get a new services and solutions for the construction sector. So far we have known that construction uh, is it's a really local what we do, but when we bring this data-driven aspect, it's not anymore local. We have different kind of, and it will be different kind of services and products in the construction sector, which are AI based, and also they will help the construction process to be successful, and also at the end of the day we know exactly the products and we can follow the carbon footprint going to the circle economy. Thank you. That was a very short brief for this kind of new subject. What I'm really I like the subject, and it's I really want to get to in working with that. Thank you.
Pia, that was an excellent seminar, and I think you touched upon a lot of important issues, and you know the extent of research and the thought that you shared that is going on in Tampere and in
Yeah.
Finland is amazing, and it's just my mind was just buzzing that, oh, that's great, that's wonderful. Uh, so
Yes.
indeed a very timely seminar. Let me open the floor first to
Yeah.
our audience and see if we have any questions coming from there.
Okay.
Please
Please.
go ahead and open your mic and ask a question, please. Well, so while they're thinking, let me throw in
Yeah.
my question.
Yes.
And so you touched upon data fragmentation and how different companies have different ways of collecting data, or some don't have at
Yeah.
all,
Yes,
and
that's right.
others, yeah. So the question that was coming to my mind was, it is of course being addressed in other parts of the industry, other industries, is data exchange and the uniformity of the data format.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
how is that being addressed?
Yeah, you raise a very important point. point of view, because it's we need to get standardized data what the AI could utilize. And for example, in Finland, we have worked with this design data. How to say? Sorry, I don't try to find the right words. We trying to find the constant ways to do design. For example, that we have this standardized data in each project that we're doing in the same way. And of course, we know that in each country has a different kind of processes, and the data is not in a standardized format. And that's the first step, what we need to do to get it in a standardized format, so that AI can utilize, and we can use the AI for the integrations. And we have still lots of work to do in that. And the first thing what we think is we need to start to get product data in the standardized form from different manufacturers. And in that way, it's the first thing what we need. And if we want to get the supply chains data flow through the design to the construction. But still, there are no answers. In Finland, we have some standards what we use, and it's going already to the building permit level, and that's the first step to get standardized. I hope
Okay, I have a
you
follow-up
got
question,
my
but
yes.
I have a follow-up question. I'll wait to see if our audience have a question coming up. Any questions from our audience? So my follow-up question was, I of course agree with you that we need to have somehow a protocol
Yeah.
or a standardized process that the data is collected in the same format, or there's easy transferability between the data formats, which is actually an age-old problem that has been dealt with other programming platforms in other industries. But
Yeah.
now it is coming close to construction. But there are
Mm.
bigger problems that I see. For instance, our companies are not very open in sharing data.
Yeah.
So, if you were to compare that with ChatGPT, which is,
Mm.
uniform collection of data from
Yes.
everybody who uses it, uh, do you see that as a problem? Because if data is not shared, we don't really get the AI capability of similar to ChatGPT, for
Yeah.
instance.
Yes. That's a very important question, and also in our future research project, we are doing research in this kind of business models, because we see that barrier is facing. But I don't know. It's more we somehow I believe that we the one it's a we are not trying to collect all the data in one database. So we accept that data is fragmented in different platforms, but we need this AI to collecting the data for certain purposes. That could be something, but we need to create new business models for that. And we don't have those yet. And this is really a question. If we ask some company or manufacturer, could you share us data? And they are, where are you using it? Am I losing all my data if I'm giving
Yeah,
it?
correct.
And it's really a problem. But we need to find new models for to doing that, to get this data flow, and
You know,
taking care of all the stakeholders what we have in the construction process.
for instance, in our business, if the cost and schedule data is not available,
Yeah,
then you really cannot compare whether the previous version of design was effective
yeah,
or not effective. because there could be thousands of reasons why the project got delayed or there was cost
Yeah.
overrun, right? So
Yes.
I
Yes.
think that becomes very important. But your discussion about the agent-based data
Mm.
collection
Yeah.
I thought was a superb idea, because that allows collection of data at the source,
Mm.
but can be
Yes.
shared only as and when necessary. So maybe there is a solution there that you didn't touch upon it, but it just came to my mind
Mm.
that the data need not be in one place, but it
Yeah.
could be residing in their own databases.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
only when they interact
Yeah.
is there a link between the agents,
Yeah.
sort of a distributed database connectivity.
Yeah. This is what I believe also will be one solution for that. That you don't open the whole database. You open only the part what you are what you need or other ones are needing.
Yeah, yeah. But indeed, in that is the direction where we need to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, with more and more move towards modularization.
Mm.
Much of construction is likely to go out of sight or away from the site.
Yeah.
So more in the manufacturing field.
Yes.
So seamless transfer of data for module generation production is
Mm.
indeed going to be quite useful.
Yes. Exactly. And the interesting thing in our project is that we have the companies who are willing to collaborate, and we have a designer and constructor and manufacturer, and they are doing that really. We are developing the AI agents, and then we will test those in real residential building project, and then they are willing really, they are open-minded and they want to see that how these supply chains could be managed. And they're doing kind of showcase about that. And that's really, really good to have all the stakeholders involved. Otherwise, we can do that. We can do only the design or construction, but if we want to get it through the project, we need to have each stakeholder involved.
Yeah, indeed. Let me see audience
Yeah.
questions. There you go.
Yes.
Let's see what this is.
Yes. I was.
Zero, can you just open your mic and ask the question?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I can
Yes, for
see.
Amsterdam. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can
Yes,
hear.
go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, as I put in the text window, I'm just wondering if there is any usage or application of industry foundation classes, which is IFC. It's a kind
Yeah.
of a open data format for Beam, because as we all know that Beam has been widely used in construction. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering, is there any applications in Finland? Thank you for this.
Yes. Now we go a little bit in an area what I'm not so good at, but however, I think we have. Yes, we have. But I
Okay.
yes, sorry, I can't answer very detailed about that. Yeah.
No, thank you. Thank you, Professor.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thank you, Zero. Any other questions?
Maybe the subject is a little bit new, but or of course, I don't know what you have you had this kind of AI discussion before?
No, this is the first
Yeah.
seminar in this topic. So
Yes.
indeed, it's
Yes.
a very new subject, and a lot of questions that come to my mind. For instance, at least in the US, we find that contractors are not the first to take uh, a new approach.
Yeah.
And that is because of the risk involved or the contractual constraints and many unknown factors. For
Yeah.
instance, use of new technology
Yes.
is only if the owner requires, because now if the owner is requiring, the risk is covered, that there is a move towards that. And contractors are very innovative. But I think the constraint is because of the contractual relationship. Do you see any way about it so that contractors are encouraged or owners are encouraged to require more move towards AI applications?
Yes, that's a good question because first of all, I think we need to prove of how we can utilize AI and what benefits we get in that. I think that's the first step, and I think it's kind of coming quite a lot from the industry also. And for example, the Granlund where I'm working also, our aim is to do the design so that we can deliver quantity lists directly to the contractor so that they don't need to do any extra calculations. For example, when they do the procurement process, they get all the information from the design in the form what they can use later in the procurement process. And it's also for the clients if they get, for example, I'm talking about MEP design. They get all the quantity lists of all the materials. They can do the procurement process, or how to say, to get contractor. I'm losing the word. Doing the each if they get they do the tender for to get for example plumbing contractor. They have always the same list of the materials, and in that way it helps to get really the right price for the work. I hope that you understand me. So that,
Yeah.
yes, because it's not who is calculating wrong something. You have exact information about design, and it helps client get better price for the construction also. This is one example. And maybe it comes this kind of things, and how to get this quantity list and with um, quantity list is not coming directly from the design. You need AI for that to get in that format.
I think what Zero was getting at perhaps was that many of those things are happening. The digital exchange is happening in the BIM world, and a lot of data is connected to the different BIM agents.
Yes,
And
yes.
within that, if you have an AI capability, then that would be much more interesting
Mm,
because now you have product refinement or cost refinement or
yes,
all kinds of refinements based on uh, having access to distributed databases.
yeah, yeah, that's right. And but we need to research in that, and still, like I mentioned, that AI is not ready for construction, uh, even construction language, and we need to do kind of baby steps first to get in, and so that AI can really utilized in the construction sector. Of course, we have some cases, but those are very detailed cases what we have in AI. But still, we are doing work, and I think after 5 years, it's going very fast. That's the thing. Also, if we consider AI overall, it's going fast, and we don't have even capability to adapt everything what possibilities we have in AI. So
Yeah.
we are coming a little bit later, late in that, but still we need to do research and get in and combine the construction and the AI researchers together to working together.
No, indeed. I think you're touching upon a very important issue. Construction has been notorious in being laggards in technology adoption. But
Yeah.
in this case, in the AI movement is moving so fast that
Mm.
if we don't align properly in
Yeah.
how this capability could and should be used,
Mm.
the industry might fall behind quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Well, audience, questions?
Yes, Professor, I have another question.
Go ahead, Zero.
Professor, I'm wondering, you mentioned that you are using generative AI in some like supply chain specific applications, and you mentioned that we may use generative AI to ask questions. So
Mm.
my question is about in addition to ask questions, is there any other functions that generative AI can provide for the current or the future applications you
Yeah.
envision?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, it was only one example, but AI can write to do reports. It can also enrich the BIM models, and I think it has very different kind of opportunities to use AI. And if you consider AI agents can work as human-like tasks in the future, and they're doing the tasks what to filling in Excel tables, or doing the cost calculations, or whatever. Everything is possible. It depends on how these agents are uh, programmed, how they say, what is the task, what they need to do. So we are really in the beginning of this starting this kind of new I would say revelation of the construction sector. And it will change the processes, it will change the way of working, it will change everything, because it's also the people need to learn how to work with the AI, because it will come as a team member for the certain tasks. But still, it's not. We always need human work in that, and like in checking, doing quality check in certain points. But AI agents can do this. How to say, time consuming tasks in the construction process, collecting data, different sources, and helping this site manager to manage, for example, the site. Not just the platform asking questions, it's everything, the same kind of task what we are doing in our work.
Thank you.
This is what I have learned about my colleagues from AI. So I'm still also learning right now as a civil engineer, what are the possibilities. And in that way, like I said, that after 5 years, we can see more, because this is really coming to research world also to doing this research.
Thank you, Zero. That was another good question. Audience, we still have just about a minute or so left. So questions. Anybody? I cannot see everybody, so you need to open your mic. Anybody? Okay, well, let me ask my last question then.
Okay.
And I always get to do my last question. So, you mentioned a very interesting thing that while the data might be exchanged electronically, there are still companies and people, particularly, that prefer to print that information
Yes.
and work on the printed media rather than electronic media. So, a couple of questions. First of all, that relates to comfort level, and that relates to old habits that people perhaps want to retain. So how do we get over that? And I'm culprit of that myself, because sometimes I'm forcing myself to change into digital world,
Yes.
but sometimes I prefer to have that paper in front of me.
Yes.
So that is one thing, and the second part of that is that the next generation needs to be trained in these capabilities. I mean, the next generation is already more advanced in use of technology than the previous generations, but still that mindset going into the construction industry needs to be more digital, as you said. So how do we achieve that? How do we get over these two problems?
Yeah. The first thing I have to say that AI can read PDF also. So the first thing, but of course, I think it's coming through this kind of applications, which are easy to use, and it's very important to develop this kind of products and services, and for example, so that it's very easy use. One example is from the lifts. We have an manufacturer Kone in Finland. Maybe you have also met Kone, the lifts somehow, and they started to use this AI based phone application for the maintaining the lifts. And it was so easy to use that all it was so easy to adapt to using that tool. They didn't know that it exactly the AI based. It was just the tool on your phone what you used when you were checking lifts and doing your work, and it helped to doing the work, and because you had everything on your phone, and it's also very important a task in our research project to study this human AI relationship, and because if we are developing this kind of tools, AI-based tools, which are difficult to use, nobody's using that. It should be some benefits for you and your work to using these services or products or in these programs what you have on your phone, and it's coming in that way. I think you get benefit of that. Then you accept it that you use this digital uh, services or products. But I don't have an answer. We need to do quite a lot of work with that and get people to use that.
Yeah, indeed. I think you have raised a lot of questions which are important, given that the technology is new. The adoption of that technology in construction particularly is new. So
Yeah.
all of those points that you raised have raised a lot of additional questions that need to be addressed, of course. But
Yes.
I think that is the good part about it. So with that said, I want to thank you very much for taking time.
Thank you.
I know it
Thank
is
you.
Friday and late in the evening, so
Yes.
I appreciate that very much. And really thank you for giving a wonderful seminar. So audience, please open your mic and give her a big round of applause. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, all of you have a
Okay.
nice weekend, and we will see you next week.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.